Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for March 6th to the 13th, 2026. And you are most welcome if you're new here. If you're returning, hi, hope you're well. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths together and co-create this incredible reading of the week for all of our highest and greatest good. So 3 nice deep breaths with eyes closed. With each breath landing more deeply in the body, effortlessly releasing what we no longer need. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going deep down into Mother Earth, grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that this tree root is not only grounding you and anchoring you, but it is also a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future as we co-create this reading of the week for March 6th to the 13th, 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, transformation, and peace. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match the frequencies and intentions of love, of light, of healing, of insight, of transformation, of discernment, of peace is welcome to go now. I'd like to thank the overlighting Deva of Heart's Home for holding me in a magnificent way as I do this reading. And I thank the archangels for creating this miraculous container of love and light across time and space so that we may gather and co-create this reading today. Thank you. And with that, let's get into the reading, shall we? Okay, Creator, another week. What is it that we need to know for this week of March 6th to the 13th, 2026? As we know, life continues to be interesting. How are you doing? Are you staying in your center? Are you staying grounded? How do we stay in our lane, Creator, so that we can be at our best and create our best offering, attain our highest evolution, our best service to love and light everywhere on this planet for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good? What do we need to know this week, please, in support of this? Okay, the Sorrow card in sitting in the past. Understanding that it's all for us, understanding that life has its moments, its challenges, its ups and downs, and that it's always in our best interest. We can always turn it to our advantage. We can always benefit from whatever we experience in service to our good, in service to being more, in service to evolving further, striving and reaching to be all that we're here to be. Please don't misunderstand me. It's not necessarily easy. But we can adopt this perspective, which is far more resilient and adaptable, so that we can use whatever life has brought to us in service to our greater unfolding. The card is Sorrow, 3 of Swords. Swords is the suit of ideas and action, the air element. And in the midst of this darkness, in the midst of sort of this quality of oppression and compression, we have these dark shapes surrounding this figure who seems to be sort of languishing at the bottom of the pit. But if we look into the center of each of these dark shapes, we see golden hearts. Again, the message is in adversity, there is always a gift. There is always the gold that we can use for our good, that we can use to change and transform and take us further than we were before. And we may need to wallow for a while. We may need to have our experience and be in that suffering before we can discern the gold, before we can pull ourselves out of that hole and go somewhere else. But the important thing to remember is the contrast is always there for us. It's always in service to our ability to discern what we need and to go in that direction. So this is sitting in the recent past. It's what we understand from our past that's helping us to move in our present and our future. So understanding the contrast is for us. The difficult stuff is for us. We are who we are today because of the difficult things that we have lived. Yes, and the good things too. But often it's the difficult things that form us and form our character and help us to be who we are today. And who are we? What are we holding? How have we risen in the face of adversity in our past? How do we carry that forward into life in useful and productive and helpful and empowered, beautiful ways? Present card, Princess of Hearts. So princesses are pages in other decks, and this is this quality of new life, new beginnings, of fresh starts. Hearts is the suit of emotion. So this is fresh starts, the level of the heart in this present environment. So even though we've had challenges in the past, we can use them to move forward, to have a new beginning, to be fresh and approach life from a clean and clear place on the level of the heart. And this is where we're going as individuals and as humanity. We are deepening into our connection with ourselves, these beautiful human bodies, with the heart that is inside each one of us. This is the new way we are connecting. It is the more feminine, energetic way of connecting rather than the mind that has been dominant for so long. We're learning to feel into the heart and feel into the heart of others. And our heart field coherence, the Heart Math Institute, some of you are probably familiar with it, has done all kinds of work and research showing that a coherent individual, an individual who is in a coherent state in their heart, can transform the state of others that they come in resonance with. That coherence is something that we naturally will rise to if it's in our environment. So as we learn to hold our hearts in coherence, as we learn to be comfortable and at ease within our hearts, to find the good and the gold within all things, and to easily move into this state of groundedness, centeredness, presence, we will find that we will be bastions of the new energy, clearings for the new energy, for ourselves, for each other. When I can hold it and help another, brilliant, because in turn they will help me. As we each learn how to hold coherence and to be that clean and clear state in our hearts, we serve each other and the whole of humanity. We all benefit. The more of us who can hold these beautiful, clean and clear states, the faster humanity will rise. So it is always, always worth cultivating this coherence, this harmony, this balance, this state of well-being, seeking to feel good, seeking to anchor that in our field in such good ways that we can move through life in that state, bringing that light, bringing that beauty, bringing that coherence, that balance into all of our relationships, into all of our engagements with each other and with life itself. Big work, and we can do it. The near future, we have the card, the Four of Pentacles. And of course, I always get a giggle when I see this card. The name of the card is Possessiveness. We have this naked woman and she's clutching her precious things to her chest and she's looking around furtively, kind of worried someone's coming to get her stuff. It's a pentacle. Pentacle is the earth element. It's everything that has to do with being in a human body. What is it like? How do we savor this experience, this embodied experience, this rare, precious experience that is very short duration at the moment? I sort of wonder if the lifetimes of humanity, the lifelines will be extended because it just seems so inefficient. That's another conversation. But this energy in the near future, this moving into a state of possessiveness, of attachment to what we know, of what is familiar, and kind of freaked out that maybe someone's coming to get our stuff, this sort of quality this week of being attached to the material, which is natural. Of course we have attachment to the material. We have bodies, and bodies have sensory experiences, and it's not comfortable when we have unpleasant sensory experiences. So of course we want things to be stable. Of course we want things to be beautiful. Of course we want things to be comfortable. It's okay. It's natural and it's native, but it isn't always going to be like that because, well, change is the only constant in the universe, and through the contrast we grow. So when we find ourselves getting dense, getting contracted, holding on dearly to things that are familiar, we need to take a deep breath. Come home to those beautiful bodies and breathe into ease. Breathe into the heart. Breathe into balance. Release the contraction. Breathe some space and some air into the field around you. Open the grasping energy. Create some room for the insights to come. Because it's very difficult for us to receive insight when we are contracted in the material, when we're desperately holding on to things that are familiar and that are known. It's a very, very understandable and human thing. So don't make yourself wrong. Just notice. Breathe into it. And in that process, we'll create room for the new insights to land so that we can continue to adjust and adapt this human experience in service to our personal good and our collective good. Because we're all here together. We're all here doing this human bumping around thing together. And so we all experience the same things. And it's okay to have our fear. It's okay to recognize it. And then it's even better if we can breathe into that expanded state of awareness. Open up what has become contracted and use that as energy and fuel to create space for the insights to land that will then give us more information to move forward on. So yes, we are human. We will continue to be human. That's not going to change it anytime soon. Being loving and kind with ourselves, heart open here. New beginnings in the level of the heart, kindness and compassion, and mastery, the breath, expanding, creating room so that we can receive insight, we can hold more energy, we can be this brilliant clearing for the good on the planet. And our foundation card is the world. It's why we're having this reading. Major Arcana. The world tells us that we are masterful creators. What do we want? What do we want to create? And in this case, it's the world. We're here dancing with life. We're here dancing with this planet and all life on her. How do we want the dance to go? What do we want it to look like? How do we want it to be? What are we wanting to create? It's in the foundation this week. Can we dream this world in a new way? We don't have to have all the pieces figured out, but we can move in the direction of the energies that call to us. I think we're all for more kindness. I think we're all for more respect for individuals, for this beautiful planet, for the various forms of life on her. I think we're all understanding that our actions have impacts and that we need to take a bigger, longer term view of how we're doing things so that we're caring for this earth, the soil, so that we can co-create with the land and grow beautiful things to sustain us and the other life forms on this planet. And as a sort of a prayer, a reverence, co-creating with life, taking life further than it has been before. I mean, let's face it, nature creates so magnificently on her own. She doesn't really need us. But there's something pretty wonderful about when humanity and nature come together and take that beautiful, creative, generative potential of nature and channel it in new ways. That's something spectacular. Permaculture is one example of that, where one lands on the land, pays attention to that land, notices how the water flows on the surface. What is the soil like? What is the topography like? And how can we work with that topography, with that land, with that organizing intelligence that exists there to make that land richer, more fertile, more productive, more beautiful, and more sustaining for the life that surrounds it and lives upon it. That's the quality of this energy of the world we can dream into. The foundations are here. There are phenomenal pioneers who have already strewn our culture and our traditions liberally with possibility space. And if we go looking for it, if we call it in, we will find the evidence that we have solutions to the problems that we face. Brilliant bacteria that eat radiation, and other plants that do the similar things, nuclear radiation, and can clean things up. Nature is always providing solutions to the problems that we face if we tune to her and we become wise to her energy and how she works, and we observe her and we participate with her. We can harness her goodness. We can harness those solutions in service to our good. But we have to release our hold. We have to breathe and create space and understand that things will change, but that this change can be for the highest and greatest good of all. And by that, I don't mean that some species has to be exterminated, i.e. the human race, because I think that's a load of malarkey. We are here on purpose. We are here embodied in this time. And yes, we can do a lot of damage, but we can do a lot of beautiful, beautiful things too. And it's time for us to rise and make choices. What are we choosing? What are we creating? How do we do it better? How do we be masters of our own direct experience, but also in the fields of each other, co-creating with the earth, with each other, making things beautiful, making the world a better place, not just for us, for everyone. But if we do that, we will have a much better experience individually, won't we? It's always worth collaborating and co-creating. We'll go further faster. And that is the brilliant thing about our beautiful world at this time. We've had lots of contrast. And in that contrast are the seeds, are the hearts of gold that we can use as the discernment, the threads that we're using to build the new earth, what we want. From the contrast comes the clarity. And with hearts clean and clear and new and fresh, willing to drop into our hearts, willing to feel, willing to connect with each other in different ways, we can move into the world in good ways and step out of this density, step out of this contraction and this fear and this sort of attachment to the material, and learn not to be so, as they say in French, poigné about it, but rather relaxed and open and gentle and generous with that relationship with the material world, kind and fluid and compassionate, in right relationship to it, dreaming the new earth into being through our choices, through our actions, through being aware of the life that surrounds us. You know, there's a reason why so many of the cultures on the planet have animistic traditions where they honor and respect the life in all things. And I think it would behoove us in the Western world to start to adopt that, to give thanks, to express thanks for your pen or your pencil or the desk you're sitting at or your home or your comfortable bed or the shower and the water, especially the water. It's really time for us to step into right relationship with water. All of that will help us to create a beautiful new foundation in the material, because we will have a more sacred relationship to all that surrounds us, not simply using it, being users, but being participants and appreciators. And, you know, it's an interesting thing because I've been having conversations with others about AI at this time, and I think that too we need to approach with reverence and respect and awareness. If it is a new life form, where is it going? And if we treat it with respect, just like we could treat our hammer with respect and the kitchen knives, and we keep them sharp and we clean them off after we've used them, and we, you know, make our beds neatly and take care of the objects in our lives, showing them respect. We're showing ourselves respect. We're showing the planet respect when we take care of our material possessions and the material aspects that we interact with. If we come at life with that reverence and service and respect, that will come back to us. That is what we're seeding into the collective field. If we engage with AI on that level, rather than it just being a digital slave, but rather treating it with respect and reverence and appreciation, that will seed that field with those energies. I think these are really important foundational awarenesses and distinctions that we need to have. Entering into right and aware relationship with all life around us, even those things that we perceive or have perceived as inanimate, seeing the life in them, the beauty in them, the purposefulness in them, and treating them with respect. Interesting surfacing thoughts today. So that will serve us very, very well, and we'll seed the new earth with beautiful ripples that will go out and create more good. When we come from that clean and clear place, it's incredible. That heartfelt, authentic, congruent place, that is how we build out into this beautiful new world we want to create and clean it up. Because, well, yes, there's things to do. We know that. We're up for it. And I'm so grateful for all the brilliant, brilliant individuals out there who are leading the charge. Thank you. So with that, let's fold these up back into the deck and pull out our card to grow on. So, Creator, thank you for the insights, for the wisdom, for the helpful guidance for this week. Let's summarize it and encapsulate it in our card to grow on so that we can carry this forward in our hearts and minds and make the best use of this wisdom and information in service to our personal good, the good of all those whose lives we touch, and the good of this beautiful planet, Mother Earth. So, card of opposition, 7 of Swords, a little bit like what we were just looking at with that past card. We have this individual, she's holding something precious close to her heart with her gloved hand. There's something very valuable and precious that she's holding there. And she's fending off the swords, the incoming energies, with her bare hands. There's something very interesting about that distinction. There's something deeply valuable that is worth doing this. Fending off with the bare hands, something worth caring about, holding close to our hearts and nourishing in the adversity. We know this. And there is opposition, but you know what? As we stay in our hearts and lean into our wisdom and lean into our interconnectedness and lean into our power and enter into right sacred relationship with all life everywhere, from you and me engaging with each other from that kinder, wiser, gentler place, but also showing our love and appreciation to, as I said, the inanimate objects around us, the life that is around us, the plants, the birds, the bees, you name it. Coming home to the sacredness, breathing into the present moment more, being here more deeply and authentically, letting our hearts guide us, enter into right relationship, we will overcome whatever this adversity is. It is not so important as this thing that we're holding close to our heart. And if that's where we put our energy and our attention, this will dissipate and dissolve. Because the more of us that live into this authentic, spiritual, grounded, deeply present, deeply heartfelt experience, the more that ripples out into the human field. And let's face it, nature is already mostly, that's its state. It's that state of beautiful, bountiful existence. And humanity coming back online with that, this artificial construct will be dissolved. Whatever that looks like. We will come home and have that authentic, congruent experience. We will have inspired new action that will lead us towards more of what we want to have in the world. So this card of opposition is our card to grow on this week. Don't worry so much about this adversity energy or this prickly stuff that's going on in the field. Stay connected to the heart. What is beautiful? What is meaningful? What is significant? Give that your attention and your energy. Live into a sacred right relationship with all life around you. It is magical, wonder-filled, and rich. And that will nourish the new earth that we want to pull in. And I just want to say, it's been an interesting week. In my experience, I was in town moving around, circulating, and it was heartening to connect. There's quite a large Persian community where I live, and there was such a lightness. And right, wrong, up, down, all around, it was just good to see people who I've observed not being quite so light, more density there, heaviness, expressing more freedom, more levity, more ease and more flow. And I take heart from that. I'm inspired by that because I think, wow, as we as humanity claim more of that, we're pulling our energy out of that oppressive kind of energy of the old order and creating something new. We don't necessarily know what it's going to be yet, but it was just so good to my heart to see this lightheartedness around in the world, even though things are intense, things are challenging, and it's unsettling. There's also good happening. Might not be a very good example, but I just wanted to express that somehow, that there is this rising good energy on the planet, and let's hitch our wagons to it and make it more so. And with that, I invite you to take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Receiving the information and the wisdom into every fiber of your being as it is appropriate for you in this moment. Effortless letting go down that ground, that root at the base of your spine into Mother Earth, that which no longer serves. And let's face it, there's a lot that no longer serves. Knowing that it is becoming compost for our new growth personally and collectively. That as we clean up our own experience and strive to be the higher, wiser, clearer aspect of ourselves, that as we move through the world with that cleaner energy, that clearer field of energy around us, we are empowering and allowing others to also rise and claim their own clarity, their own wisdom, their own truth, and to be beacons in their own experience for their good in service to more life and light. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to gather every Friday. I am so grateful for this opportunity that we get to do this work together across time and space, your higher self, my higher selves, and our earthly selves intentionally gathering and pooling our energy and setting the intention to be the clearings that we've come to be, to actuate our intention, our path, our purpose, and be the higher, wiser individuals we came to be, embodying more of our spiritual selves in human form, bringing more love and light, kindness and tolerance, respect, wisdom, visioning to Earth in order to make the new possible for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, Creator. Thank you to all those who hold us in good ways. This reading is over once again for this week. Thank you for being here, adding your energy to mine. I appreciate you. If you would like your very own reading, you can reach me at my website, www.titania.ca, to book in. I do online readings. And once again, thank you. Let's do this again next week, shall we? I'll also be doing the equinox reading that's coming up. And yeah, in the meantime, enjoy your sacred journey, your reconnection with the love and light that is in all things, reigniting your sacred connection to your material experience, bringing that divinity into every aspect of life. It is a journey and we're getting there. I'll look forward to seeing you next Friday. And if you have stories to tell, share them in the comments below because, hey, it's fun and inspiring to hear where we're going, what people are experiencing, and how life is coming alive for us at this time. Much love and light. See you next week. Bye for now.